Wow, this wasn't on the website. So we're going to start today's video with some fact sheets. Obviously, the Plains and Prairies pack is coming out in, well, let's face it, about a week and a half's time. Not that far away. Oh, so we've got another set of fact sheets for you. So the first one is the Ford 1156 Versatile. Obviously, it's going to be a tractor. It's going to cost you 171.5 grand, and it's going to have a 470 horsepower engine. Right, 12 mile an hour. I mean, right, okay, so it's got an old school vibe to it. And a big old chunky tractor, fair enough, but 12 mile an hour seems a little slow. All right, fair enough. We then got the Versatile MFWD, again, another tractor, as you could well imagine. This is going to cost you 260 grand, all bar a bit of change. It's got an engine options from 300 to 400 horsepower, and it's going to have a top speed of 24 mile an hour. Now, on the back of that is something with a huge name, the GEA-EL 48 8D 7900. Man, did I get a commission on how many digits they can put into that name? But all right, fair enough. So this is going to be a slurry tanker, 125 grand price tag, and it's going to require 350 horsepower from said tractor. So that means the one on the front of this one is at least 350. All right, no problem. 9 mile an hour is its working speed and a 25,900 litre capacity with a 16 metre working width. And obviously, it's going to be doing your slurry and digestate. We then got the Vaderstat Tempo K24, going to be under the planter category, 290 grand, 300 grand for a planter. Wow. It's going to require 365 horsepower from your tractor. It's got a 12 mile an hour working speed with 11,000 litre capacity. I said, well, it's 11,000 litres, but it's going to be doing your seed and your liquid fertiliser. So that's going to be split between the two. So, all right, fair enough. 18 metre working width, which is all right. Not bad at all. And obviously, it's going to be doing all your planter shenanigans. The last one we got for today is the Brandt 2500 DXT, an auger wagon, but it's got tracks on. Oh, everything is better with tracks. Just saying. Now, it's going to cost you 171.5 grand to buy. It's going to require 500 horsepower from your tractors. You are going to need something tasty. And as you can see in the tractors, in the picture, the tractor it's using is the old quad track. So, yeah, fair enough. Totally understandable why that's on the front of it. Now, it's got an 88,000 litre capacity, and it's not going to do everything. It's going to do some things, but okay, fair enough. Now, obviously, this is coming out on June the 3rd, so about a week and a half's time. Now, if you're on PC and fancy picking yourself up a digital copy, there will be a link down below in the description. Click on that, and it helps the channel out at no extra cost to yourself. Now, it is out for pre-order, and it is also part of the Year 1 Season Pass. So if you have got the Season Pass, you don't need to pay for it again. Right, on to the mods. Now, before we get started with today's mods, I've got a quick little note about a mod that was out yesterday, the Supermarket Productions by Let's Be Having Moo. Now, I had a bit of an issue with this yesterday. If you've seen the video, you'll probably see what I'm on about. And it was not everything was showing up. Now, Let's Be Having Moo has reached out and commented on the last video to saying that it's not actually a problem with the mod, it's a problem with the amount of fill types. Yeah, so it's got 50 new recipes. So obviously, that's going to be 50 new fill types. So if you've got any other mods on the go that uses a new fill type, it's going to cause, I'm not going to say a problem. It is a conflict and it's not at the same time. So if you didn't have the other mods, the Supermarket Productions would work perfectly. So you do with that what you will. I mean, you may have to give up some other mods to use this one, or you may want to just use the ones you've currently got. But that's the problem with it. It's not the problem with the mod. It's not the problem with the game. It's just one of those situations where there's so much in this mod. Yeah, it just... You do with that what you will. Right, so first up is a mod that's not actually shown on the website. This is the Vegetable Factory. This is by Weekend Farmers DROUIN, 5.08 megabyte on the download. And yeah, it come up on the mod options when you went into Xbox, but it's not on a website. But alright, fair enough. Now, this does have a required mod, and that required mod is going to be the old empty pallet and box production, which I've So I've got around that side, just there. Now, the good thing about that is, yeah, you can place it down and you can buy the pallets from it. You don't need to run it as such. You could just use it as a shop. But, all right, fair enough. Now, in a construction menu, and it's going to cost you 210 grand to place down, but also you potentially are going to need to factor in the cost of the old empty pallet factory, which is just up here. There you are. So that's 60 grand. All right, so say 270 grand all in. Right, now once you've got it placed down, here's your loading input just there. We'll come around this side and you'll see the pallet spawn point just there. And we'll carry on around and we'll find the old production chain menu by the steps. Fair enough. Now, obviously, he's got a few new things in here. So we can make carrot box, chili sauce, chili tomato salad, French fries, ketchup, and then peas with carrots. Now, your inputs are going to be, as you can imagine, carrots, chili peppers, peas, potatoes, sunflower oil, tomatoes, and then empty pallets from the old factory that we've already placed down as an extra. Right, okay, so now we've got the pallets done. Can we lift them up? We get the option. I've got the liftable pallet mod on. No, I'm not allowed to pick them up. So you will need a forklift truck. Then again, new things into the game. Different factory. Putting your vegetables and other things to good use. Very nice. Next up is Old Grain Mill. This is by Gamer HZS FSH. 8.07 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under factories. Now, it's going to cost you 70 grand to place down, and obviously you're going to be getting a bit of flour out of it. Now, you've got your pallet spawn point just there. You've got your production chain menu just here. You're going to be doing your barley flour, your oat flour, your rice and your wet rice, and then your sorghum and wheat flour. Now, it's all going to be making two different products. So you've got your flours and then you've got your rice flour. So obviously the two rices are going to be making your rice flour. Everything else is going to be making your standard flour. So no problem there. And we'll come around here, all the way down there. And to be fair, it's a nice looking building, I must admit. And here is going to be your loading input for all your different shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, that's a great little gangway. Shame we can't get up to it much. How would anybody actually get up to that point? There's like no bridge going across to it. That's just like you'd have to climb up from the outside. Some proper parkour shenanigans. Alright, fair enough. Right, next up is Vertical Wind Turbine Lizard H15. This is by Limed Moonlight, 3.98 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under generators. Now, it's going to cost you 45,250 to place down, and you're going to be getting 4,800 a month, depending on, obviously, how many days a month you have. So if you're playing with 1 day, you're going to get 4,800 every day. If you're playing with 2 days, obviously divide that figure by 2. And then if you're playing with 3, divide by 3, yeah, and so on and so on. So 4,800 a month. All right, no problem. And next up is the DROUIN Pack. This is by University Modding, 5.34 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Yield Improvements. Now, obviously, this is a new brand to the game, the French manufacturer of liquid and solid fertilizers since 1947. So they've been doing this a long time. So basically, we've got two things. We've got your solid fertilizer, and then we've got your liquid fertilizer. Now, obviously, they're different situations, shall we say. So we've got the Nervo Grass 20. We've also got the old Delazia, and then we've got the old Start Fertilizer. Now, as the game would have it work, they're all solid fertilizer. They're all going to work the same. But obviously, in real life, you'd probably use them for different things. And the same sort of thing is going on with the old liquid fertilizer. So we've got the old Green Alg Beta. All right. You then got the Green Alg Asco. All right. And then we've got the old PK Liquid. And then we've got the old Active Boost. So obviously, again, like with the solid fertilizer, they're just going to be liquid fertilizer. But it's great. Different brand. You know, maybe you're thinking you don't want to use the standard stuff. Go for something a little different. Next up is the Municipal Shovel Bundle. This is by CBM Cassie Blair Modding, 4.35 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them on, well, to be fair, they're going to go on all sorts of things. So you just come down to your mods and DLCs, it's so much easier. Now, you may be thinking, aren't these base game buckets? Well, yes, they are. But they're not just that, because what they do add is the option to tip anywhere. Yeah, so if you've got somewhere that, you know, you just want to dump your stuff down, you know, I'm just going to dump it here and I don't own the field, don't own the land, the shop area, whatever, you can now do it. Oh, fair enough. But it also allows you to pick up stuff that's in an area that you don't own, which is also great. And then you've got the option to change the colour to, well, let's face it, to anything you like. That's not bad, little shade of pink, that is. Fair enough. And obviously, you got the different sizes. You've got 1,000 litre, 1284, 2640. You know, and you're going up, and the bigger ones down the bottom there, up to 3,500. Now, they've all got the same options. You got your tip anywhere, and then you got a couple of different colour changes that you can do, which is always good. So that's going to be that bit. And then on this Volvo, we're going to do the design bits. It's going to do those bits. So obviously, colour change option, and then the ability to tip anywhere. And that's always good. Next up is the Lizard BL400. This is by Vulex, 1.31 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under fertilizer spreaders. Now, this has got a 400 litre capacity, 14 metre working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed. And 400 litre capacity, I would say, have a supplementary tank on the front of your tractor. Yeah, it's going to make filling this up a lot less painful, because with 400 litres, you're going to get through that pretty quick. Now, you do have the extension. You can have it as yes or no. So that's going to be put up to 500 litres. But even with 500 litres, you're still going to be filling it up on a regular basis. All right, fair enough. All right, I mean, 14 metres, that's not bad. It's not bad for the size of it. I mean, it's only going to cost you 530 for the base version. So that is well cheap. Right, next up is the Lizard BL755. This is by Vulex and IMT Modding. 2.63 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under plows. Now, this has got a 30 horsepower requirement from your tractor, 0.8 metre working width, and a 6 mile an hour working speed. So it is going to be for your small farming shenanigans. Your very small farming shenanigans. Sort of like your backyard farming shenanigans. But all right, fair enough. 1,250 to buy, so it's fairly cheap. I put my teeth in. All right, fair enough. So we go from something tiny to something massive. So we've got the Bourgault XR770 Harrow. This is by Hispano, 16.32 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under weeders. Now, this is going to require 350 horsepower from your tractor, 21.3 metre working width. So if you are going to be going through the whole shenanigans of doing your weeding, why not get it all done in one pass with 21.3 metres, 7 mile an hour working speed, and a touch under 60 grand to buy. You have the option to change the designs. You've got your XR770 70. You then go to the 90, which makes it even bigger. It's a 27.4 metre. All right, fair enough. And then back to your 70. I mean, like, even that. I mean, like, what, 27.4 metre for 64 grand. If you're going to do your weeding, you might as well just get it done quick, haven't you? All right, fair enough. You then got your main colour, which is obviously going to be your main colour. So we'll do that bit. And then you got your rim colour, which is going to be the rims. Yeah, need some weeding done quick. Get one of these on the go. Next up is the Fliegl Long Neck Combi Plus. This is by HR Force and Fagsoi 3.53 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under forestry equipment. Now, this is going to cost you 3.5 grand, and you have the option. You can have it as a 3-point front loader attacher or a skid steer loader. All right, okay, you got the main colour, which is obviously going to do the old claw, grab, whatever you want to call it. Job's a good one. Now, I've got it mounted to 3 points on this. And yeah, I've got a few different options. So you got your LB and right stick left and right, which is going to be moving that up and down. And we've got up and down with LB. To be fair, that could be the 3 point on the tractor, but all right. You then got RB and right stick left and right. It's going to be the old telescopic bit. And then we've got LB and RB and right stick up and down, which is going to be doing your grabbage. Now, I'm thinking, can we get one of these pallets on the go? Oh, there we are. We'll lower it down. I mean, to be fair, the old grab, it spins around, and I haven't got an option to actually keep it straight. So we'll do this. There we are. Lower it down. No, we're down far enough. Come on, that's better. And then we'll clamp it together. There we are. And can we lift it up? Oh, we can. Just about. Oh dear. It's one way of moving a pallet, I suppose. Right, next up is the Vicon Fanex 604. This is by Privet and Rick Black Label. 5.16 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Tedders. Now, this has got a 60 horsepower requirement for your tractor, 6.1 metre working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed for 11 grand. The only option you have is brace and lights. Yes and no, so that's going to be putting a bit of framework on the go, and then a bit of signage with some lights on the back. I mean, 6.1, yeah, that's not a bad size. Medium shenanigans on the go. Yeah, very nice. Next up is the Hillco Wrap Twine Remover. This is by JHHG Modding, 5.62 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under front loader tools. Now, this is going to cost you a touch under 10 grand, and we do have the option to have it be able to process your square bales or your round bales. Now, we can also have the attacher types around the back. You can have it as a 3-point and front loader, a skid steer loader, a wheel loader, and then back to your 3 points. And this is where I've got a bit of a problem, because I've gone and got a front loader and it's not attaching. Right, great, okay, it's a standard base game front loader, no problem, that's not working. I've also gone and got my old favourite Fendt, so that should be working onto a 3-point. No, it doesn't. But then you go and get a skid steer loader, hooks up perfectly. No problem, and it's the same with the old wheel loader as well. So I'm just wondering whether this is going to need an update in the future, potentially. At the minute, I've got it to work on a wheel loader and a skid steer loader. Right, fair enough. Now, once you actually have got it on a piece of machinery it does fit on, obviously you've got a few different options. So if we do LB and right stick left and right, you move those out like that. Now, fair enough. Now, you will need to move those out because you can't go over the top of it like that. There you are, lift it up a little bit. Can't go over the top of it like that because it just doesn't grab it. So what you do need to do, there we are, is open the jaws up because you want to go down either side. There we are. So once you get it in, oh no, I've just knocked it out of the way. Marvellous. Right, just ease it in. There we are. Now we're laughing. Now we can lift it up. So the old collisions is a little bit further up on the old framework. And then once you've got it, you just come to an area where I haven't been testing this at all. You then go and do LB and right stick, left and right. LB and RB, sorry, and Y on load here. It's going to take off the twine, or in this case, the old silage wrap, and then away you go. Just empty your bale out. I mean, that was pretty quick as well. And to be fair, you have got the option LB and RB together and left and right. You can move the old cutting implements out of the way, so you could just use it as a standard bale fork. Alright, no problem. You just need to get it to be able to fit everything. Next up is the Feltrina Dumper MR3A. This is by SMI Modding Team, 10.67 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under trailers. Now, it's got a 42,000 litre capacity. It's going to cost you 45.5 grand, but you do have a couple of options. So you can change the tyres, so your Trelleborg, your Michelin, your Vredestein, BKT, and then back to Trelleborg again. There's a couple of different versions on the go in some of the options. Then you've got designs, you've got single light, got double light. Are they going to be run back? Spin it around. There we are. So single light, then got double light, and then back to your single. Then you've got detail and hub colour. So I'd imagine this is going to be the old hydraulic arms on the sides. So we'll go for that. We'll go for red. There we are. Fair enough. Chassis colour, we'll go over purple. It's going to do those bits. And then your rim colour, it's obviously going to be your rims. All right, fair enough. Well, next up is the Yan Tanker Small Series. This is by Sir Vertex and Teak Modding, 41.22 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under Auger Wagons. Now, the first one we got here is the 10500, as the name would suggest, 10,500 litre capacity, 70 horsepower requirement from your tractor, and an 18 grand price tag. You can then change that and go for the 1400, which is the 14,000 litre capacity. You then go for a 1400 again, which has got a different style wood on the top. All right, then back to the original. Then you've got your wheel brands, your Lizard, your Rice Wheel 1, your Rice Wheel 2, BKT, Continental, Michelin, Mitas, back to Trelleborg, Vredestein, then back. Is that the original? Put my teeth in. The original Lizard ones. Obviously, you got some different versions on the go in there as well. Now, box models, you got default or inbox. Well, not inbox, inox. I thought that said inbox. Dear, I need to get some new teeth and some new glasses, to be fair. But all right, so you got inox. Actually, that looks a lot better. The old, was it galvanized steel on the outside? I'm liking that one. That's very nice indeed. You then got decal models. You got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 1 again. You then got accessories. You got your rod at the front just there. You then got your shovel, or you got nothing. Cover tarp. So you've got canvas unfold on the ladder. right at the bottom there. All right, fair enough. You got canvas unfolded at the top. You got easy canopy opening system. All right, where's that? So that's, I'm assuming that's going to be something on the outside. All right, no problem. And then back to nothing. And then we got your main color, which is obviously going to be your main color for everything there. Then you got your tarpaulin cover, which is obviously going to be that bit. And then you got your tarpaulin border color. I'll go for red. Oh, just the bottom bit there. All right, interesting. And then you got your rims at the end. Now, if you're thinking, do you know what? Yeah, it's small series, but that's a bit too small. Well, they've got two other versions for you. Now, basically, the options are going to be the same when it comes to customization, apart from the old capacity. So this starts off at 12,000 litres, goes up to 15,500, and then again with a different wood type, and then back to the original. Still 75 horsepower requirement. And then we've got the biggest one at the pack, the 15,000. As the name would suggest, 15,000 litre capacity, which can then go up to 18,000. All right, no problem. And next up is the Krampe SB II 1070. This is by Hispano, 4.88 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it on the trailers. Now, it's going to cost you 84 grand, and for that price tag, you've got a 58,000 litre capacity. You can also change the tyre brands, so you've got your Trelleborg, your Michelin, your Vredestein, your BKT, and then back to Trelleborg again. You've got your main colour, which is obviously going to be the main colour. There we are. The design colour is going to do those bits. The cover colour, cover blue, going to do the cover on the top. And then your rim colour is obviously going to be your rims. Now, obviously, this is going to be for a semi-lorry, truck, whatever you want to call it. So you are going to need to have that, or maybe a dolly if you're using a tractor. But all right, no problem. And next up is the Randon Rodotrem Bolt Carrier. This is by AgroMods, 47.71 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it on the trailers. Now, obviously, this bit of a road train to start off with. It's got a 70,000 litre capacity, so obviously it's split 35,000 per trailer. You can then change that to 40 per trailer, which is giving it 80,000 overall. A bale trailer version on both, a bale trailer version 2, a bale trailer version 3, and then a bale trailer version 4. What's the difference between 3 and 4? Didn't really seem to be any different, but okay, fair enough. And then back to the original trailer. Then got your wheel brands. I mean, it says brands. It's some pictures, let's face it. So obviously you flick through, see whichever one takes your fancy. You then got mud flaps. So you got your standard. You then got your large mud flap. You then got your large mud flap with writing. You then got your large mud flap with writing second version. I put my teeth in. You then got a different version again, a different version again, a different version again. We're going to keep going because all these are large mud flaps for writing. So, yeah, you need to pick which writing you want on the back of your mud flap. Okay, fair enough. Arching, so you got yes or no. So that's going to be obviously having tilted to the front a touch. You got trailer models. You got your new R model, your line R. Does that put the old, does that put the arching straight on? No, it did. Oh, no, I must have left it on. All right, fair enough. You then got your small light. So you got no or yes. Oh, on the back. In the middle, the old orange lights. Right, fair enough. Wheel design. So you got your full hubcaps. You then got your complete wheel covers. You got your complete wheel covers and hubcaps. And then back to the original. Attacher types. You got ball hitch. Fifth wheel hitch. Oh, in the middle. All right, fair enough. Or ball hitch. So if you wanted to separate these once you get it out in the wild, so to speak, so at the minute with the ball hitch, that's going to be able to be towed with a tractor or like a trailer hitch, that sort of thing. Or if you want to go for a fifth wheel, maybe using a pickup truck or something like that. Yeah, go for that one, no problem. And then it got attacher again. So fifth wheel. So it's going to be a different one on the back. Or ball hitch. Really? This is going to be separate on the dolly. So it's definitely that. So, is it the attacher on the back of the lorry? Right, okay, fair enough. Clear as mud. Right, no worries. Cover, so you got new R cover, the line R cover, the 70 years cover, or nothing. You then come down, you got your main colour, which is obviously going to be the main colour, like that. Your chassis colour is going to be your chassis underneath. And then your rear mudguard colour is going to be, as you can imagine, well, actually, no, not what you can imagine. They're not mudguard. I would say they're wheel arches, but all right, fair enough. And then you got your cover colour, which is going to be the cover colour on the top. And then your rim colour to finish it all off. Right. Okay. Clear as mud. Right, so I've got one out in the wild. So let's see what's going on with this old trailer hitch shenanigans. So if we go to that one, detach it. Yeah. That's better. So we've now got the ball hitch on the back, which is great. Alright, fair enough. And then you've obviously got your trailer hitch just there, so you can have a little bit of a road train. So if we move that out of the way and I go get me tractor, I was thinking maybe you'd add like a different option to remove the dolly, but that's it's built in, because the only option we've got there is to detach. Alright, fair enough. You detach that and it's done. Alright, so it's just a trailer hitch. Not quite understanding why they've got two options for that trailer hitch, but alright, we'll carry on. Well, next up is the Lizard Next. This is by AXION, 78.86 megabyte on the download, and I remember this from 22, because it looked awesome then, and it looks even better now. Now, it's got a 312 horsepower engine, 49 mile an hour top speed, and an 84,800 price tag. You can then change the engine output up to 600 with the old cheat. Obviously, why not? You then got some wheel setups, and that's going to be the tread on the tyres. So yeah, some are different, more knobbly than others. So you obviously go for whichever one you want. You then got your main colour, which is going to be your main colour. Now, obviously the standard version is going to have a fifth wheel on the back, so you could potentially use this as a lorry, semi-trailer puller, whatever you want to call it, or you could go with something that's got a back already on it. So the first one is the AC. So now obviously it's going to have the same engine and obviously the same colour options, same tyre options as well. But this is going to come with a 10,000 litre capacity as standard for 92 grand. And you can also put it up to a 12,000 litre with an extended wheelbase or a 16,600. And then back to the original 10. Now, if you're thinking that's not enough, well, they've got an even bigger version. Yeah, the SU. Starts off at 14,000 litre capacity, goes up to 17,000, and then up to 21,000 litre capacity. To be fair, 21,000 on a standalone truck, that's not that bad at all. Now, if you're doing a bit of forestry, and to be fair, this probably would fit in quite well with a bit of forestry setup. You've got the old log trailer, log bunk on the back of this one. Oh, fair enough. Now, the same options as before, but obviously you got your colour option that you can change on the back here as well. Just the same as the old the containers on the back of the other one. You can change the colour. But this looks base. This looks like a beast. I mean, I've got it in the black with the orange back on it. I mean, that just looks awesome. Right, next up is the Lizard Trek 600. This is by Black Sheep Modding, 28.14 megabyte on the download, and pretty sure I can remember this one. Or something along those lines. Wasn't it the Tree Be Gone? Similar sort of thing back in 22. This is awesome. 1,045 horsepower, which is always good. 12 mile an hour top speed, which you might be thinking, you know what, that's not a lot for 1,000 horsepower. But obviously, it's a big, heavy piece of equipment. It's got a 2.3 metre working width, and you've got a 190 grand price tag. Now, you've got your options. You've got your standard or your Magnum on your tracks. Forestry is going to be yes or no, putting the old protection frame on your front window. And then you got your colour, which is going to be everything. And now, what this little party piece is here to get rid of some trees. Right, so fair enough. So we've got Albion right stick, left and right, which does the old tilting up and down. And Albion right stick up and down, obviously raises and lowers it. And then we've got Albion right stick, left and right, it's going to do your door. Right. Now we've got that sorted, let's get moving some trees. Well, let's get removing some trees, not just moving them. So Albion X, turn it on. And to be fair, it's pretty good at doing what it does. So just come up to it like that. There we are. Have the head tilted a little bit back. I mean, if we got it tilted too far forward, obviously it's not going to be... Oh, there it is. It's working now. As soon as you start recording, it's... yeah, it likes to play off, but okay, fair enough. Yeah, just jumped on. Job done. I mean, that got that second tree just like out the way straight away. That is ace. And next up is the Fendt 500 Vario series. This is by Paul, 50.99 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under small tractors. Now, basically, we've got the same tractor. The options are going to be the same. The engine horsepower is going to be the same, apart from one. The S4 has got one extra option on it. So we're going to go into that one anyway. So it starts off with a 131 horsepower engine. You can then change that to a 50 km/h version. All right, so ups to top speed. You then go for a 40 km 141 horsepower engine, or a 50 km version. You then go for a 156 with a 40 and a 50, and then a 171 with a 40 and a 50 km top speed. Right, fair enough. You then got your wheel brands, your BKT, your Mitas, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, Nokian, and then back to BKT again. You got your usual shenanigans with your tyres. We just got some mediums and medium with weights. But all right, fair enough. Design line, so you got your chrome exhaust, yes or no. Then you got beacon lights, we've got no, left, right, both, or nothing. Line, so we've got power, Power Plus, Profi, Profi Plus, and then back to power. So obviously that's going to change a couple of decorative items up. You know, the door mirrors. Well, I say door mirrors. The actual mirrors are going to change a little bit. Potentially some stuff inside as well. All right, fair enough. You got your cabin. So you got your panoramic cabin Video Plus. You then got the door on the right. All right, fair enough. And then back to your standard cabin Video Plus, and then back to the panoramic one. So if you've gone for the old panoramic one, can't really see it there. I'll get a better look at it. So you got that, it's your type of roof on there. Or your standard is going to be, to be fair, pretty much the same. Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, it's got, I suppose that looks like it's got a window that opens. All right, fair enough. You then got your model year, which is only going to be on the old S4. So you can have the 2015 or the 2018 version. Warning signs, so yes or no, is going to put those out the back. You then got your lights, so halogen or LED. You then got your front loader attacher, so you got quickie, Harrow, and then nothing. And you got your main colour. Well, let's make it a black beauty. Why not? Roof colour. Well, you could. I would go with black roof as well. It's looking good. And then your rim colour. And we go with me standard, because you know why not. Now, apart from the model year, all the options are going to be the same on the other two, so you go pick whichever one you want. Next up is the Claas AXION 800-870. This is by Ryan and Mac, 29.65 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under medium tractors. Now, it's got a 205 horsepower engine, 31 mile an hour top speed, and 185 grand price tag. You can then change the engine setup to 215 horsepower, 235, 264, 295, and then back to 205. So your 870 with a 295 horsepower engine is your top of the line. You then got your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and then back to Trelleborg on the tyres. I mean, I've got twins all round. That's all right. Looking good on that. Then you've got designs. You've got EU or US. So either have your warning signs or your indicator stalks. Then you've got wheel weights. You've got 2,000. So I imagine that's going to be 200 kilogram, well, 2 ton weight. 2,000, I'd imagine that's 2,000. All right, so it's going from, no, it is 2 ton. So seeing there, the kilogram, 10 ton for the standard tractor. Then we've got 2,000, which puts up 12 ton, 2.5 ton, and then back to nothing. All on the back wheels. Wow, okay, fair enough. Then you've got windows, you've got your standard 2, tinted, and then back to your standard, and you've got fenders, so you've got EU or US. I say EU or US. EU's them ones. US is slightly smaller ones. All right, okay, fair enough, or nothing. I mean, to be fair, that is looking great with the wheels, the jewels. I mean, 2.5 ton weight on the back wheels. All right, fair enough. And next up is the Rostselmash Torum 770 pack. This is by Weekend Farmers Aaron Modding, 44.56 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under harvesters. Now, this has got a 520 horsepower engine, 12,300 litres on the old grainage tank, with a 350 grand price tag. all bar a bit of change. You can then change the wheel brands. You've got your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Raderstein, and then back to Trelleborg. So no tracks on that one. Then you've got your body colour, which is going to be, well, the body bit. Do you know what? We'll go over purple so it stands out a bit better. There we are. Then you've got your roof. We'll go over red. It's going to do the roof of the cabin. So it's not going to do the rest of it. So just that bit. Right, no problem. Now, obviously, a harvester is no good unless it's got a header on the front. And this has got you covered because we have got the PowerStream 900, 9 meter working width, 6 mile an hour working speed, and a 56.5 grand price tag. You do have the colour option to match up with your main vehicle. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Fancy getting a Rostselmash on your farm? This pair sort you out nicely. Next up is the John Deere S600 series. This is by JHHG Modding, 68.85 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under harvesters, as you can well imagine. And we look at it, look at the size of those tyres on the front. They are just ridiculous. I love them. You know, what are they, LSWs? That just looks ace. I'm not sure whether I like those better than tracks, but all right, fair enough. Now, it's got a 271 horsepower engine, 7,080 litre on the old grain tank, 205 price tag if you don't have the 11,000 wheel setup. Right, okay, so what's the cheap ones? There we are. So that's your standard version, just there. Right, no problem. You then got your grain tank extensions. So you can have the top cover, so that's, well, it doesn't actually change it at all. But all right, fair enough. That's still saying 7,080. Ah, there we are. Now we're getting somewhere. 10,572 for that one. Then goes up to 13,212. And then it'll go to the next one, 14,220. And then we go to the next one, 10,572. And then for the full factory static, which is 10,000, well, 10,500. And then we go for the second static version. Okay, doesn't change on that one. 13,900 for that one. And then 14,100. And then back to 13,900. So you get the idea. Obviously, you know, go for a different extension on the top. It's going to, well, let's face it, it's going to go pretty high, to be fair. I mean, it started off at 7,000. And we've got up to 19,000. There we are. That's 12,000 extra, which is always good. Now, then we've got the engine outputs. You've got the 2014 version. Then we've got 295 horsepower for the 2014 S650. And then we've got the 2012, which is 320 horsepower. 2015, which is also 320 horsepower. And then back to your 2012, which is 373. And yeah, you see where this is going. Different model versions. Obviously, the biggest horsepower, 373. Right, great. So you got your Michelin, your Midas, your Lizard, your Continental, and back to your Michelin. But to be fair, that's worth the 11,900 extra. I must say, I would definitely pay that. That looks awesome. And you got your specifications. You can have North America, you can have Australia, you can have South America, you can have North America with a flag down the side, a Canadian flag down the side, an Australian flag, a South American flag, which is Brazil. It's not a South American flag. South America is made up of more countries than just Brazil. All right, fair enough. Back to the original. Then you got numbers. You got number 1, and then that's going to go all the way up to number 6. You then got rear axis. You got your standard. You got a wide, or your standard version. Shopper tailboards. So you got your regular vane tailboard or your standard version. Advanced power cast tailboard, and then back to your regular vane. Rear hitches. So you got no standard or Lancotter Lank 400 static hitch extension. Man, that's one way of saying an extended hitch, but all right, fair enough. You got a foldable version, and then back to nothing. You then got your pipes. You got your it's a small pipe. Yeah, we'll go with that. You got your medium pipe. You got your medium foldable. Then got a long pipe, a long, even longer to be fair, and then a long foldable version. Looks like it's got a break in the middle. Yeah, there's the hinges just there. And then we've got an even longer version. And then even longer again. And then back to the small one. So 5.6 meter. And it goes all the way up to 9.15. Right, fair enough. Now, if you're thinking, do you know what? I don't really fancy an old one like that. Well, they've got a newer version. The old S680. I say newer version. I mean, it's 2012. Yeah, all right, fair enough. I mean, it is a slightly bigger version. So, well, I say slightly. I mean, it starts off at 473 horsepower. So then we can go with a 69. Nice, grand extra. Stays the same, to be fair. 543 horsepower. And carry on up. We've got a 473. So that's your two different versions on there. Now, pretty much all the other options are going to be the same. Now, once you've got it out into the open, and you've got the giant tires on the front, this I think could just be my favorite harvester from a role play perspective. Obviously, you know, you've got 20,000 or whatever it is, 19,000 litre capacity, but from an immersive point of view, especially if you're going to go and fix up your vehicle, if you're going to go down that road, LB and right stick up and down. Oh, it's the other side, isn't it? There we are. Is going to be opening that flap just there. LB and RB together and left and right is going to be opening up that flap. LB and RB and right stick up and down is going to be opening up that flap. We spin it back round to this side. We've got RB and right stick up and down. It's going to be opening that, and then folds the ladder down. Job's a good one. And then LB and left and right does the door. Now, to be fair, LB and right stick up and down does the door, but it also opened up that bit. That's left and right. Alright, fair enough. Seems to be working all together. But it obviously all plays in with the whole immersiveness side of it all, because you got all this tractorage. Well, I say tractorage, harvesterage, to, you know, you come jet wash off after you've been in the field for a bit. Then you come do a little bit of maintenance if you wanted to, you know, put a bit of grease on some things and whatever. That's awesome. That really is. Now I just want to see, does it, let me zoom in, does it move? It looks like it's static versions of it, mind you, but it's still got, I mean, if you was to back it into the, like the workshop we got here, if you was to back it in here like this, maybe we should have gone in forwards, it would have been a lot quicker, but you could back it into your workshop like that, right? And then once you've got it in here, you could then just say to, if you're running the workshop itself, you know, you could, you just, I'll fix it up, give it a little bit of a tune up, you know, or whatever they do to harvesters, or give it a bit of a clean down. Yeah, you can run your own workshop, get one of these on the go. Oh, this is ace. And if one John Deere harvester wasn't enough for you, we've got our last mod for the day, the John Deere S790 EU. This is by Ben, 41.18 megabyte on the download, and again, you can find this under harvesters. Now, you've got the old 790 EU with a 547 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and a 14,100 litre grainage tank for the low price of 351 grand. You can then change the engine output, and that'll go up to 625 if you go for the S790. You can then go for your Trelleborg, your Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, and then Trelleborg again. And then if you come down and flick left one, we got crawler tracks. I'm not sure whether I like the tracks or the old bigger LSWs from the previous one even better. Not sure, I'm torn. They both look ace, I must admit. Then you've got reflectors, yes or no. It's going to be putting that line down the side like that. Then you've got screens. We can zoom in and off. That should be about right. So you've got the G4, 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 G5, G5, G4, G5, G5, or back to G4, G4. It's like one of those tongue twisters, isn't it? The red lorry, yellow lorry. All right, we'll carry on. You got beacons. So you've got rotating or flashing. Straw distribution width, not store distribution. That would be a facility. But all right, carry on. 10 metre. 11 metre, 12 metre, 13, 14, and then back to 10. Obviously, that's when it's going to be spraying out if you're not collecting your straw swaths at the end of a harvest. And pipe, you got long or short and long, as we had it there. And then that's your options. But that being said, I mean, the tracks on it. Tracks always look good, but the LSWs just look something different as well. Oh, I'm torn. It's got a couple of updates as well. It's got the Fendt 700 Vario series by Paul, the Yoskins Cargo by Doysens Agri, the Hymac Energy by SMI Modding, and the Rudolph Trailer Pack by Weekend Farmers Texas.